This is News Now on CHRY 105.5 FM.
And welcome back to News Now on CHRY 105.5 FM, your news program with a critical perspective. Up next, we have your Independent Arts Report. And in this report, we are speaking with the director of the Toronto International Music Summit, LaPon Burton. The TorontoIMS will be taking place on Saturday, May 26th, and feature opportunities for local artists and industry professionals to build awareness about the music industry and or simply network to build your career. Right now on the phone, we'd like to introduce Mr. Burton to News Now on CHRY 105.5. How you doing?
Thank you, Randy. They're great. I appreciate 105.5 for opening their doors and their airwaves to us. This is an extravagant event, and we want to thank you for being a part of it as well.
Most definitely, man. Looking forward to it. This event is billed as the 2012 edition of the Toronto International Music Summit. For those who don't have an awareness of IMS, could you break down some of the history of where it's come from?
Well, actually, the Toronto International Music Summit is kicking off its first year in Toronto, Canada. The founder, Tanya Michelle, is her vision, which sparked her vision. She done concerts with co-productions, with Live Nation, or other different concert events out in Canada. And you know what? After traveling through different states and countries, got tired of basically Canada not having a legitimate platform for the everyday artists who need knowledge, contacts, and opportunities to be surrounded with experts that's going to help take their respective art form to the next global level.
Right, and you have a stellar lineup of conference speakers who are going to be involved in this year's event. Before we move to what's going to be at the conference, let's talk a little bit about the plight for Canadian artists in general. You know, why they're faced with so many challenges. Is there any one issue that you can sort of put your finger on the pulse of that speaks to the lack of opportunities for Canadian artists?
I'm glad you asked that question, Randy. I really think it comes down to the urgency to obtain knowledge. I think you can only be as good as you know. So I think the fact of that, a lot of people are not coming together and sharing the knowledge to help groom viable talent, instead of that talent having to go out of Canada into other countries to get resources, to get support, to get exposure. Why we can't have it homegrown right here in Canada?
And information is one piece. Access to resources and access to, again, those opportunities is rare. So when you look at something like the International Music Summit, now there is various summits and forums that happen throughout the year, but not many, I guess, that really delve to the depth of what the conversation needs to be. What stance is the Toronto International Music Summit going to take in terms of how it crafts its conversations? Is it going to be more around just general awareness, or are you going to try and get into the depth of the issues?
The Toronto International Music Summit is about planting the seed and then also showing the person how to blossom the seed. It's about basically letting you know where the information is at, how to get the information, and what to do with once you receive the information, how to apply it and execute it. So that's the difference. Is like, say you're a person who have contacts but don't have execution, or if you have execution but don't know how to apply the contacts. All these things is what the Toronto International Music Summit, because it's teaching you how to take your product, how to properly put your product together, how to put your contacts together, and how to apply that and execute that. So it's 4 components that we're really grooming a person, if you will, from an infant stage all the way up into a young adult stage. That's where we building an actual artist to go from the beginning on how to put your product together, how to present your product, how to make it appealing to want to get to those contacts. Then once you finally get to those contacts, how do you keep their interest? That's the key thing. A lot of people want to kind of get something easy or for free, but once they get the opportunity to come through the door, they don't have the substance to keep them in the room. So that's what the Toronto International Music Summit is about, is, okay, it's good to give you a contact, but okay, if you don't have the knowledge on what to do once you have the contact or whatever, then everything that we done was in vain.
Right. So let's whet the appetite for some of the listeners on the outside around this conference. The 2012 conference speakers include a long list. What are some of the standouts for yourself that you think might be of worth or of note for some of our listeners right now?
Well, I think personally speaking, it would be you, Randy, to start off, by you actually being on the radio. I mean, from this point on, we're coining you, Randy, the Great.
Okay.
But I think, the fact that 105 covers and touches so many people when people are going through their bad days, their joyous times, 105.5 is there for them.
Right.
So I think having you a part of it, it shows that we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk. We collecting all the Paramount people to be involved with this. And then we have also like Dale Kotick, Warner Music VP Marketing responsible for Michael Bublé. Mm-hmm. We have Vera Corinne, who also responsible for Katy Perry. She's from EMI Canada, Director of Music and Branding. We have some of your also affiliates like Rayground Program Directors like 102.1, 100.3 Cyrus Radio. Then we have like A&R Scouts from like Red Bull Records, like Jules Lynch. We have Entertainment Business Affairs, Michael Gonzalez. We have Philmans and Associates, who are responsible for all your pioneer people in Canada. I mean, just to drop a few names like Carnell Fishow, Nelly Furtado, just to name a few. And then we have SoCan Publishing. Of course, we have, this is what this is all about. We have Music Counts, which is actually the nonprofit organization for the youth. Right. So this is really what's dear to our heart, because the proceeds, a percentage of the proceeds are going to Music Counts, to make sure that Canadian artists, regardless of the age, that you have resources to instruments, to knowledge, to music training. Then we also have multi-platinum producers, like we have also Ron Allen. Mm-hmm. We have Derek Brand, who's from the Urban Music Association Canada. I mean, I don't want to wear it down with that. I mean, this is actually a televised event. The response to this has been overwhelming. We've been over at all the colleges, all the charity events. We've been in all the streets bringing awareness, so we're going to make sure this is also a good look for you as well.
And that's a good point. And just with that list of people, I want to be there. I would have taken a couple panels myself. But the point of me underlining that, though, is there's a lot of people who are keen and interested to come out to these events. What would you suggest is the preparation that needs to take place before they even register and come out to the event? What should be in their toolkit when they walk through the door?
I think the number one thing that should be in their toolkit is that, do they have a passion for what they want to pursue? I think before they step out the door, they need to look in the mirror. Do I really have a passion for this? If you have a passion for this, you definitely need to not miss out on this opportunity. Passion needs to be the number one thing in your toolkit, because there's going to be so many people who are going to reject you, who are going to be jealous of you, despise you, that who are going to, try to get close to you to be your friend and try to sabotage you, and you have to be thick-skinned. You have to, each time you get rejected and get knocked down off that horse, you have to get right back up and understand it's a part of the process when you have something great that you're harnessing. When you have something great that you're harnessing, it's not going to easily be put together.
We're talking to the director of the Toronto International Music Summit, LaPon Burton, right now, and the IMS is going to be taking place on Saturday, May 26th. The reason why I underline that is just to let people know where it's going to be. Now, you have a few locations that you're going to be working from, the Fairmont Royal York Hotel.
Correct. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the Hard Rock Cafe. Do you want to break that down a little bit?
Yes. So the Toronto International Music Summit is a 4-component conference. It's a music conference that's going to be located on May 26th, which is a Saturday, at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel. And that's going to cover 4 components, which is the music training, understanding everything under the music business, marketing and branding, and then also demo your music vision beyond. It's going to be a mentoring session, whereas the first 30 artists who go and purchase tickets right now at TorontoIMS.com will get their demo selected, and it will be actually critical reviewed. It will give them the instrumental feedback that they need to take their respective art form to the next level. Not only, again, it goes back to support what I said. It don't mean anything to just show up and get contacts. Right. It's about being able to have the right product, so when you get through the door, they're gonna pull out a chair and want you to sit down.
I think those are important points that you bring up, because a lot of people on the outside now, it's changing times in the music industries, obviously. Technology has come such a far way. It's not just about connecting with people, but what you're prepared to bring to the table as an independent. So what I want you to, I guess, to speak on is coming into this summit, into this realm as an independent artist. Mm-hmm. What should they be prepared to do once connecting with these people? We're not promising them any sort of golden ticket coming through these doors.
There's a true saying is that when you have real product, you don't have to force it down people's ears. It's going to speak for itself. So the first thing what they need to have in their toolkit is passion, and have something to represent what they're passionate about. If you're managing an artist, if you're launching your business, because the marketing and branding core will help you get advertisement and sponsors for whatever your respective event. So you just need to have whatever your venture is, whatever your vision, your dream, it needs to be something tangible that the respective people can actually see, or they can listen to, they can review and see that you're not just talking hot oxygen, but you actually have put the investment into yourself for other people to invest into you. And that's what it comes down to, is like, you can't expect a free ride anywhere you go.
Right.
You have to show that you put the time in to invest into yourself so other people can invest into you.
And for those on the outside who want to get more information, where can they find out more about the Toronto International Music Summit?
Oh, wow. They must have been under a rock by this time, because it's been on radios, it's been on TVs, but they can go to TorontoIMS.com. They can go to all your Facebook. There's a designated page at Facebook, TorontoIMS.com. They can go to Twitter. They can catch us at different events. You know, they can catch us in the streets. We're at the colleges. You know, we right now got student discounts going. We got VIP discounts. We got everything to cater to everybody. You know, so you definitely want to take advantage by going to TorontoIMS.com. You know, or if they don't want to go through all that, they can just email us. Go to basically TorontoIMS@gmail.com.
LaPon, I want to thank you for your time. That's my cue letting me know that we're at the end of News Now. We could definitely talk about this all day. We'll definitely look to have you in studio again a little later on, closer to the event. But again, thank you for calling in and talking to us.
Randy, you are the best. Keep doing what you're doing. We love 105.5. Take care.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
CHRY 105.5, and that does it for this edition of News Now. Thanks go out to all our contributors, Vincent Rahman, Annabelle Koo, Tanya Mitchell, and special contributions of CRFC 101.9 FM for the Some Remain So mental health discussion. We'd also like to thank all of our guests on tonight's show, including LaPon Burton, Dr. John Carlos, and contributions of the crew from All Balls Don't Bounce. Join us every weekday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your community news with a critical perspective. If you have any questions or feedback on what you heard today or would like to get involved, please contact us at chrynews@yorku.ca or phone us at 416-736-2100, extension 33908. I am your host, Randy Reed, and from all of us here at News Now, see you next time.